No way! It worked! Alright everyone, this is Young Gun's garage. Working on a bunch of projects. Big one here, Barbie car. You can see a bit of foreshadowing. We kind of already cut it up, but we're taking this Power Wheels cart and turning it into a go-kart. And this is the team to do it. So deconstruction of the Barbie car begins. Turn it into a go-kart. We'll build our own frame, motor, everything. First pull everything apart. So we got most of the parts for the Barbie car here. Got a sprocket, got some bearings, and a rear axle. And what else do we get? Oh yeah, some sweet wheels. So these wheels will actually look perfect with the chassis and everything. Evan's starting to cut all the stuff for the frame now. So we got a rough layout for the Barbie car. We stripped it down, stripped off the gas tank, stripped off everything so that we can now work on building a motor mount for this, and that'll sit right in there. And then we got the shaft here for the drive. It's gonna come right to the sprocket right there. So next thing we gotta do is work on mounting for the motor and then how the body is gonna sit on the frame. So we got a seat finally, and we're gonna work on mounting the seat and the body onto the car itself. But first, we're actually gonna cut a lot of this plastic out of there because we don't need it. And we're gonna build a seat mount for it and work on getting that body mounted onto the new frame. So we know kind of like our seating position, which gives us an idea of how long we can make this thing. So now it's time to start working on the front wheels and the steering, get all those mounted up. So in order to be able to turn the front of the go-kart, basically, we made these pieces that will kind of like act as the swivel essentially for the front wheels. So this piece here can mount onto the frame itself or a piece that we put across. And then that's able to turn. We'll weld on a tab here that will come out for our steering. So that will allow us to do our steering angle. So yeah, this is basically how we're going to turn our front wheels. Back on? How do you know it's so we're doing beautiful. Okay, so we built a front cross member to get these front wheels held together in the same width as the rear wheels. And then what we did was we cut these pieces so that this frame can basically come in, give us some space. Actually, sorry, that's gonna go like that. So this frame can come in, give the wheels some space to be able to turn. Obviously, these are gonna be a little bit farther forward. But yeah, that's gonna be the front of it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take everything off and put it flat on the table over there so we can weld it up and everything's gonna be flat and we don't have to worry about all these different angles being out of level. So disassembly time. So for the front end, we're working on, we're just gonna reinforce this a little bit more. We got a piece to fit right in there. And then we're actually just gonna bolt this to the frame. Right now they're working on getting the steering wheel mounted, and then we also got these tabs to weld on.
Totally. That will be good.
Go-kart on her hands, Evan. To mount this caliper, right? Okay. It's gonna be, this is the rotor and this is gonna be the caliper that does the braking. We're gonna cut a piece like this L, and it drill a hole here, and that's gonna drill into this. Okay.
Working on the steering for Barbie, we have our tabs where the metal rod that we have here is going to connect to the actual steering shaft itself, where we have the welded bracket for it to be connected so we can have movable wheels.
Nice.
Soon she will be running.
A little quieter, yeah.
So Matt's working on our e-brake, which this is our sweet e-brake handle.
I'll fix it. I just want to see it turn.
First turn. Hey!
So that one's coming out in the back.
So our steering officially works. We made a little bracket here that bolts onto the bottom of the steering shaft. And then we got these, which we threaded, that comes out to the hub of the wheel, and that way it kind of works to turn both the wheels, and it works perfectly. And we actually got some pretty good angles. Show us the angle, Evan. How much? Oh yeah, mad drift angle. So this is perfect solution. Last thing we're working on, well, not the last thing, but we're working on the e-brake. We got that sorted, going back to the brake there, and we're just drilling out this handle here, putting a hole in there so that we can put it on there, and that will work as a perfect brake.
Oh, right.
Benji, all you have to do
This is much than I wanted it to go.
is pressure wash your car before it rains.
How does it feel, Chad?
That's perfect.
Pretty good, hey?
I like that.
Yeah? It's all working. Steering and brakes is working. I think we're just gonna weld up the front a little bit, and then we're gonna rip this thing down the hill and make sure it stops.
There we go.
We finally got the front end welded up, steering's on, and we got a brake, so it's the first rolling test. So we have a throttle cable up here. We stole it from one of our little quads here, and we built a little bracket that sits there, lets a cable hook up, it comes across and relays to this whole throttle assembly. So now we've got a throttle and a brake. It's on the same side, unfortunately, but that's the side of the handle that we had, and they both go to the same axle anyways, so that's how it's gonna work. So we're gonna put the seat back on, we just gotta hook up a gas tank, and then we should actually be able to take it for a little ride.
It's probably gonna be scary because this has been in the baking for 3 months, 3 or 4. I was about to say 3 years. I was gonna be 3 years. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say that. First, it's just gonna get put on jack stands just to see how everything works: throttle, brake, chain, and everything. And then, if it goes good, then test drive it. I'm like a kid on Christmas now. Or in a candy store. But yeah, I'm ready for the first ride. Alright, so we get the jack stands off and actually test this thing.
Fine tuning. Try the brake.
It works!
E-brake is on.
We just like... It's quick, man. Like, this thing actually rips pretty good. Pulls really well, except for I was taking it around a corner and I ripped the steering wheel right off, almost fell off. Apparently it was almost only tack welded when we forgot about that. I wonder who welded the steering wheel on.
Might have been Chad.
Must have been Chad. Anyways, we got to re-weld that on, but it drives actually like really well. This thing's pretty quick. The clutch was smoking like crazy, but I think that's just it wearing in. So yeah, we got to fix the steering wheel, reinforce a few things, and then do like a proper gas tank on this. This thing is pretty much done. We've been working over it on the last little bit, tying up all the loose ends. Throttle cable's tied up. We did sort of like a new brake setup, new brake rotor. So the brake's much cleaner. We created this centerpiece for the body to fill that gap. Everything should be pretty good. Got a little heat shield there and a new gas tank. So we're taking it for its proper official rip around the property, see how it does.
Hopefully no one needs to go on the hood.
That's awesome. That's sick.
Just covered in mud.
That's so sick. So we did some upgrades to Barbie. We reinforced the brake because it broke. We got a larger sprocket to drop the gearing, so it'll be better on the low end stuff. And we're taking it for another spin, see how it goes. Oh yeah.
It needs weight in the front, so I'm adding brake. Literal brake.
Yeah, it doesn't steer as well because all the weight's in the back, so some more weight in the front and rip it. That's a lot of weight.
That'll work. Just some zip ties will hold it down.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And I mean, without the weight, it just counter steers on it.
Yeah.
So with weight, it should be.
And we're pausing now, right?
Yep, pausey. All right, Rom, you ready to test it? Yes. All right. Hop on. Just hold the brake. All right, Nelson. Is she tuned? Nope. Can I pull the brake? Huh? It is off.
Rip it, Evan! Runs pretty good. I think something in it is causing, like, we're running such low RPMs. Maybe the sprocket's still not big enough. Something about it, and the clutch keeps on pretty much roasting. So we're gonna have to tune this a little bit, but it's definitely a lot of fun to ride. Thoughts, Evan?
She rips, that's all that matters.
What does it feel like turning this from an idea into something real?
Well, it started off as something that was on the side of the road that was for free, and all I could think about, go-kart.
Go-kart. We did it.
That's all I could think about, and well,
you killed it, man.
Barbie. Time to paint the wheels.
That's amazing. Works so well.
That was so satisfying.
Yeah.